Every country on earth is drowning in debt. The United States alone owes more than $38 trillion, the highest figure in its history. But if everyone owes someone, who's the lender? Who does the world actually owe? Because if you follow the money far enough, it doesn't end with China or banks or billionaires. It ends with us. This is where money, power, and history collide. Welcome to the Finsage Historical. Debt didn't begin on Wall Street, it was born on the battlefield. In 1694, England was broke and losing a war against France. The king turned to merchants for help. In exchange for interest payments backed by future taxes, they lent him gold. To manage it, the Bank of England was created. It was revolutionary. A country could now spend money it didn't yet have. And in return, investors got something even more valuable, a promise that could be traded, sold, or inherited. That was the birth of the government bond. The moment debt became power, France copied it. The Netherlands perfected it, and the newly independent United States adopted it to fund its revolution. Empires once conquered gold by force. Now they conquered interest by contract. The battlefield became the balance sheet. 3 centuries later, debt isn't a curse, it's a system. The United States issues treasuries. Japan buys them. Europe holds them. China complains about them and still buys them anyway. It's a global circle of promises, every country, both borrower and lender. But here's the twist. Most of America's debt, about 2/3, isn't owed to foreigners at all. It's owed to Americans. Banks, pension funds, insurance companies, and the Federal Reserve itself all hold US treasuries. The government borrows, the Fed creates dollars to buy the bonds, and citizens pay taxes to fund the interest. It's a closed loop. America doesn't owe China, it owes America. The debt is real, but the creditor is a reflection. And here's what most people don't realize. The US government doesn't plan to pay it off ever. That's not a scandal. It's policy. When a bond matures, Washington simply issues a new one. Old debt is replaced by new. Economists call it refinancing. The goal isn't to eliminate debt, it's to sustain it. Because every dollar in existence was born from someone's debt. If the US ever paid everything back, the money supply would vanish. Banks would lose their safest assets, markets would crash, the economy itself would collapse. Debt is no longer a burden, it's the heartbeat of capitalism. But this entire system runs on one fragile thing: belief. As long as investors believe the US will keep paying interest, the machine keeps turning. But when that belief cracks, everything breaks. We saw it in Greece when yields spiked and a generation lost its jobs. In Argentina when default became identity. In Sri Lanka when the fuel ran out before the loans did. Confidence is the real currency of our world, and when it disappears, the numbers stop mattering. We say the world owes itself, but that's only half true because interest payments don't flow evenly. They flow upward, from taxpayers to investors, from workers to institutions. Debt isn't just between countries, it's between classes. The rich don't just own assets, they own your promises. Debt isn't evil, it's balance. But if that balance ever tips, if trust breaks, the illusion ends. And we'll remember what debt really is: a promise that can't last forever. If this changed how you see money, hit subscribe. Because history doesn't repeat itself, it compounds.